For over 5,000 years, the land of Egypt has stood as a monument to human ambition, power, and mystery. At its heart lies the legacy of the pharaohs, rulers who were not just kings, but living gods on earth. Their reigns left behind some of the most enduring wonders the world has ever known: the pyramids, the temples, and the stories carved into stone that still whisper through the sands. The earliest pharaohs emerged around 3100 BCE, when King Narmer, also known as Menes, united Upper and Lower Egypt into one kingdom. This was the birth of the first dynasty, and with it came a system of power so absolute that pharaohs were seen as intermediaries between mortals and the gods. They wore the double crown of Egypt, symbolizing unity, and every law, every grain of wheat, every drop of the Nile's water was under their divine authority. Over centuries, the Old Kingdom rose a golden age of pyramid building. Pharaohs like Djoser and Snefru experimented with grand stone structures, but it was Khufu who ordered the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. More than 4,500 years later, it still stands as one of the greatest achievements of mankind, its mysteries still puzzling historians and engineers alike. But Egypt's history was not without turmoil. Dynasties fell, civil wars erupted, famine and foreign invasions tested the pharaoh's power. Yet each time, Egypt rose again. In the Middle Kingdom, pharaohs such as Mentuhotep II restored unity, while the New Kingdom brought Egypt to its height of glory. It was in this era that names like Hatshepsut, Akhenaten, Nefertiti, Tutankhamun, and Ramses the Great etched themselves into eternity. Hatshepsut, a woman pharaoh, proved that power did not belong to men alone. She expanded Egypt's wealth and influence through trade and monumental temples. Akhenaten defied tradition, worshipping one god, Aten, in what some call the first experiment in monotheism. His son, Tutankhamun, though he ruled briefly, became world-famous thousands of years later when his untouched tomb was discovered in 1922, dazzling the modern world with treasures beyond imagination. And then there was Ramses the Great, whose reign stretched for 66 years, filling Egypt with colossal statues and temples so vast that his name became synonymous with power itself. But even the pharaohs could not escape time. Foreign powers pressed in: the Nubians, the Assyrians, the Persians. And finally, in 330 BCE, Alexander the Great swept through Egypt, ending the age of native pharaohs. The Ptolemaic dynasty rose in their place, blending Greek and Egyptian culture. The most famous of these rulers was Cleopatra VII, a woman of extraordinary intelligence and political skill, who fought to keep Egypt independent in the shadow of Rome. Her tragic death marked the end of pharaohs, and Egypt became a Roman province. Yet, even after 5,000 years, the legacy of the pharaohs lives on. The pyramids still rise from the desert like eternal.